Okay, this is just right quick. The minister, Mike Holland's talking about this forestry deal or whatever. I don't know what it is. But I haven't talked to Mike 3 or 4 months. So let's see what's going to happen here. Get some answers or whatever. How you doing? How are you doing?
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I could hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I
Yeah,
got a light flashing in my face from that, man.
yeah, you're on speakerphone.
Yeah, okay, right on.
You're allowed. You're allowed to drive and be on speakerphone.
Yeah, no, that's all right. I'm in between Dalhousie and Jacket River.
Oh yeah. You're
Yeah, so the service might not be that good, but
so you're practicing on your français.
man, we
So did Mr. Irving send you up there to cut some trees?
no, I haven't talked to Mr. Irving lately.
Bullshit. You won't.
I haven't. I've been too busy.
That news conference, it looked like an Irving shirt, an Irving outfit.
It said our forester for everyone is what my shirt said.
I didn't read that. All I seen was big green and white. That's the Irving color, right?
Green's the color of trees, man.
Yeah, but boy, it's been a while, Mike.
Yeah, I know. I know. I hope that didn't distract you from paying attention to one of the best forest management strategy rollouts we've ever seen.
Mike. So you had this deal. How long this deal is supposed to last?
What deal?
This whatever that you announced.
But it's implemented ongoing. Starts now and is in place. That's the strategy, and that's how the forest is to be managed going forward.
So what happens when Susan Hope shows up there and she'll give everything to Mr. Irving? What happens there?
Well, she could maybe try that, but do you want to be the politician that overturns the change into never cutting mixed forest again and turning it into plantation? Wouldn't be a very good move for a politician, would it?
Well, look what the politician did with the Forestry Act in 2014.
Well, do you think Susan Holt would take the same approach that David Allward did?
I don't think Susan Hope will be dancing for Mr. Irving. That's what I see.
I don't know, you're also predetermining that she'll win the next election.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen Mr. Higgs there. I want to sit down with Mr. Higgs, but no.
You're more overdue for a chat with him than me.
Was that?
You're more overdue for a chat with him than me.
No, you will be fine. So what is this? What's the big deal here anyway?
The big deal is that we rolled out a forestry management strategy that didn't have new wood for industry attached to it and was conservation and climate change focused. Like, all of the initiatives in that were geared towards growing all uses of crown land, not just the forestry industry. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can hear you.
So you realize how huge it is
No.
if New Brunswick never cuts Acadian forest and converts it to single species softwood? Do you realize what that means for the forest makeup? Also, when an area is cut, structure like large hardwood has to remain, can't be cut. What that means, add that to the conservation work that we've done already.
Will the
And we gotta-
natural forest remain the way it is?
That's exactly right. There'll be no more mixed forest converted to plantation. You know how big that is, Charles.
Oh,
That's huge.
so they always use the word industrialize the forest, like an industry. Are you trying to tell me that's going to stop?
Well, no, we'll still be intensely managing in the areas that we have plantations now. And I've been saying this to you and to everybody for a long time. Let's get wood where the wood is. Let's get the most wood we can get out of those plantations, and then let's do other stuff with the other area. My plan that I've talked to you about for 5 years is it's coming together there right now. And there's enough wood, and we can, like, the wood supply is growing in those areas, so we can still continue to feed the industry. But for the first time, we can't grow one without growing the other, and it can work. We've shown it. We just protected 2 million football fields worth of land in New Brunswick. We completed that.
If we care so much, how come we just don't ban spraying again?
Because
don't look at me and say, oh, the farmers, they need spraying, blah blah blah.
No. I've been clear about that. And if you halt spraying right away, you don't get as much wood into the plantations. The forestry companies, Charles, they don't care if you sprayed or not. They're allocated wood, not land. And if they're not getting the same amount of wood, they'll just cut, like they're entitled to cut more land. That's what I said. Be careful what you wish for. If you stop spraying tomorrow, you just grew the clear cuts. Nobody wants that.
It's so confusing. They banned spraying in Quebec, so...
Yeah, well, what did Quebec do? They just cut more land, Charles, because they had it.
They had it up north in Quebec.
Exactly. We're New Brunswick. We don't have that same luxury. And, by the way, if we did, people would certainly... If we did what Quebec did when they stopped spraying, people would lose their minds. Quebec plantations went down in productivity by over 30%, so they just cut more land. What would happen if we did that here? You know what would happen.
You know, I know it's a private company. Do you know where the Irvings are sending all the Crown land?
Where they're what?
Sending all the wood that's cut on Crown land?
Well, I know stick lumber, like Home Depot, is a major customer there. So on export, there's a lot of it. I don't know what the volume would be, but I mean they've got export customers in Canada and the U.S.
In Georgia.
That they ship. And Georgia too, yes.
Irving has a plant they open in Georgia.
Yeah.
Correct?
But yes, but let me ask you this. Who cares about where they're sending their wood if we are able to have them do their business, but we can continue to grow the other areas of how we use Crown land? Isn't that a win-win?
I'm not educated enough to, if I had some reporters or so-called journalists that work for the CBC, about 10 of them, and give it all to one journalist, then I could tackle you with a question. But I'm not. I'm just Charles LeBlanc asking the minister to educate me.
They did yesterday. We had 7 different media outlets at that announcement, and there was the stories balanced everybody's perspective, but the headlines from CBC, the headlines from the TJ, the headlines from Global, they were all positive, because this is a positive move, Charles. Not everything